Everybody, this is Akiem from Hindsight Radio, Church of Infinite Abundance. How y'all doing out there? How are y'all doing? Man, it's September the 19th. See, man, these days are rolling by. It's already about to be Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. So ask yourself, today should be a checkpoint. What have you done with this year so far? Are you happy with your results? Is there some improvement you need to make? I can guarantee you that there's always room for improvement. But let's take if you did start something, take into consideration that you did do something. You didn't do exactly the same thing you did the year before. You did do something, even if you didn't stay consistent. It's okay and not okay at the same time. At least you move forward. Now you know you can do it. Now all you got to do is that one thing you changed up, be more consistent with it. If it was working out, said you wanted to work out more, okay, take what you started with and build upon that. Sometimes it takes getting up an extra hour earlier, forsaking some sleep to get it done. But what I found about getting enough sleep is this, in fitting in all the things that I want to accomplish, is if I go to bed just a little bit earlier, I can get up earlier. See, you can still get your 8 hours sleep. Just go to bed early. Go to bed. Usually most things you got done is done by 7 in the evening, because why? By 7 in the evening, you're sitting there watching TV or something. Watching one of your favorite programs. In this environment that we live in now, you're not going to miss anything on TV because it's streamed, it's recorded, you can pause, you can rewind, you can do all that. So you can put those things off to another time. Or even more, you could take those things that you're watching and stop watching them all together. So you're going to have to sacrifice something for the dreams you say you want. You're going to have to. There's no way around it. To make room for something new, you got to get rid of something old. If you need a new attitude, you got to get rid of the old attitude. If you want to eat healthy, to eat new healthy food, you got to get rid of old unhealthy food. Okay? Too many people try to make changes by holding on to old things. You want a better relationship? You got to get rid of the bad relationship. Okay? Got to get rid of the bad relationship. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And see, some of y'all might think, oh, I need to get rid of my husband, my wife, the man I'm with, or the woman. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you. The bad relationship you got with yourself. That's what I'm talking about. See, a lot of people like to project outside of them where the problem is. The problem is nowhere outside of you. The problem is in you. The reason why you might be in a bad relationship because maybe you just a bad person. Or you don't know how to give a good relationship. Oh, I know that's a gut check, but hey, we have to look at ourselves first. I see post after post, blaming somebody else for their problems. When you give it your all and they don't appreciate it, you find somebody else. I see post after post about that. And you notice, just pay attention to these posts when you see these posts. These people go through cycles, meaning they meet somebody, they're feeling happy, oh, it's the greatest thing, blah, blah, blah. They post all these happy posts, and as soon as it ends up, they post how it went bad and how that person didn't appreciate them and blah, blah, blah. See, that person has a bad relationship with themselves. That's why they keep getting into these situations where they keep running into these bad actors. You see what I'm saying? They the bad actor in their own life. They are the bad actor. You see? They're the bad actor. So sometimes we are the bad actor in our own issues. All we have to do is change the relationship. We got to get rid of those old attitudes and bring in a new attitude, a positive, a productive mindset. If you want your money to flow better, you have to think better about your money. Stop thinking lack and think abundance. Simple. Just change your mind, change your life. And there you have it. Peace. I'm out. About to go do this workout. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to everybody. Peace, everybody. How y'all doing? I'm doing wonderful, great. Just a little fatigued. I've been up since about 4 in the morning. Got up about 4:30. Went to work out. Actually, I recorded that on the way to the workout. Got to the gym probably right up before 5. And I did my workout. When I work out, I don't do all of those hours in the gym. I know what I want to do. I get in there, work on what I want to work on. And the technique I use to work out, you get really good results in a short amount of time. You know, the technique I use, just if someone wants to know and use it, is I start off with a lower weight and do that weight until I don't do all of that count, because I get bored and I might lose count. All the reps, I do reps, but not typical reps. I'll take a small weight, just get my arms warmed up and ready to work out, or my legs, whatever I'm working, and I'll do a small weight. And I do as many as I can until I fatigue out. I can't do anything more in that weight. Then I rest for a minute and a half tops. Then I go up in weights and I do that one until I fatigue out, till I can't do it anymore. Till I feel the stress of what I'm doing. And I'll go up, do that 3 times going up, and then I walk it right back down. And I finish where I started off at. You notice when you do those workouts like that, when you get to that last, go work your way back down, you'll be able to do more with that lower weight than what you started with. And you can really feel the burn. And I do that. And that really only takes me, I do maybe 4 to 5 exercises and I'm done. 30 minutes tops, 45 minutes sometimes, depending on what I'm working out. But if I'm really focused, 20 to 30 minutes, I'm done. I'm out. I get bored. All I see it's people I see in the gym every day. They're there, same people, and they're there before I get there, and they're still there when I left. I mean, they look great, the workout they're doing, but I just can't do that. I got money to make, and working out in the gym all hours at a time ain't making no bread. I got other things to do. And it works out for me. And, with me walking the dog, I walk him for about 45 minutes. That's a little exercise. And I got a trampoline downstairs. That's actually a great exercise, the trampoline. It moves that blood flow around, and it also gets your lymphatic system flowing. Yeah, it helps pump that. You want to drain those your lymphatic system? Jump on the trampoline. All right. Yeah, so I'm a little, since I've been up since and working ever all the way up until right before the show. So I really didn't have a title for this show, but I did figure out something I wanted to talk about. And it has to do with, my book, Reverend Ike. Went back to one of the chapters, 4 steps to get what you want. And I'm not going to read the chapter, but what I'm going to do is go over the 4 things. It says, number 1, you have to decide what you want. Decide it. Make it. I think one of the biggest things that slow people down is the fact that they don't really have a clue on what they want. They know they don't want to work their job anymore. They want something different. They know that, right? But they don't really have a clue on what they should do. And the reason why I think that is that people have a hard time figuring out what they want to do is because they're so indoctrinated and programmed into the 9-to-5 life, to working for someone else, that it has killed their creativity. So deciding on what you want to do is probably one of the hardest things to do when you're getting started. Most people, they have I want this, but then, okay, is this good? They get confused. So my suggestion, to help you decide, think about that thing you like to do. That you'll do it if someone didn't pay you to do it. Sometimes coming up what you want to do and how you want to do it is reaching out and helping somebody fulfill their dream. Because while you're helping them, that creativity is rubbing off on you. So you have to associate yourself with creative people. So you can't hang out with 9-to-5 folks that do that every day and ain't really thinking about doing anything extra and expect that you're going to be creative. No, you're going to be like them. Yeah. I mean, think about it. Think about the people you're hanging around with right now. Just stop and think about, not to put them down or, look down on them, but look at their life, how they're leading it. I can guarantee you their life is very similar to yours. These people that you're hanging, y'all have similar issues. Similar money problems, similar bank accounts. Why? Because y'all working in the same energy. So in order to get out of that energy of what you say you don't want, you got to go and get into a new energy and start hanging around with the people that are doing exactly what you say you want once you have decided on it. And that's the problem with why you can't decide, because you're hanging out with people who have no idea, don't want to advance themselves. They're good with the job. They're good with the 401k. They're just waiting to retire. I hear people talk like that all the time. Man, I'm just counting the days, man. I only got 1 more year, 2 more years. My dad used to talk like that. My mom used to talk like that. They're retired now, but you hear the conversation and see, in that life, that's normal. That's good. You're okay. But in the life of high achieving and fulfilling the true promise, the true goals, the true calling that God gave you, that's not what God called you to do. God didn't call you to be somebody's worker bee. He never did. That's just what we were sold and what we believed. You weren't called to just be an employee for your whole life. You wasn't called for that. Okay, you're doing that now. Oh, somebody said my camera's off? Is it? Let me see. Hold on. Hang on. Somebody said my camera's off. Oh, it looks fine over here. Wait a minute, hang on. How's that? Yeah, YouTube is tripping. It said it went through this update. Whoa. I didn't even know my camera was off that whole time. Sorry. It had me in preview mode. I never set that up. Is it working now? It's disrupting my flow. Somebody hit me up in the chat. Let me know if it's working now. I can check myself. Usually I would put this other monitor on just to verify. And just that I'm good now. Okay, thank you. So for large part, I missed out on that one. So, and the second thing to get what you want is to believe it. That's key as well, man. I think all of them just as important, but believing it. Do you really believe in what you say you want? Do you believe in yourself? Too many times we believe in too many other things outside of us than we believe in ourselves. For real. I think I even talked about that earlier today. Let's see if I could get it. I want to play it. I'm going to play this clip here.
Peace, everybody. This is part 2, September 19th.
This was my insights from this morning.
I just left the gym, workout. I don't work out for long. I do about an hour, 45 minutes. I don't do all of that in and hours at a time. I know what I need to do. I get it done. And the technique I use, you get a lot more done in a short amount of time, get more results. But anyway, I was thinking about how people have more confidence in something outside of them.
Just what I was talking
about.
The
confidence they have in themselves. Let me clear that up. When it relates to religion, people have a belief more in a God outside of them than they have in themselves. This programming is understandable because what have the churches taught you these days? Believe in God, He'll take everything. Believe in over here, over there. He's over there. He's gonna take. Just trust God. Trust God. Never once did they tell you, in order to have a proper and righteous belief in anything, you must have belief in yourself first. How can you love a God that you can't see and not love your brother that you can see? Oh, see, the preachers got that one wrong. See, they had you thinking of a brother over there. How you love it? You don't love him, but you love God. No, baby. That brother, that sister, this talking about, it's individualized. It's you. Because you can't love anybody properly until you love yourself. It starts with you. You cannot love God righteously, properly, effectively, without first having a love for yourself. And the answer to that is simple. If you don't love what God created, which is yourself, then how can you love God? Because God created you. He made you perfectly and wonderfully made in every way. The only reason why you feel like you're insufficient, Not feeling good about yourself because someone told you that you must have a belief more than in something else outside of you than your own self. In order to love God, you must love yourself. You must have a proper belief in yourself. You must have confidence in yourself. You must have confidence in God so much to know that he made you perfect in every way. I know the church told you y'all sinners. You a sinner, you this, and you can't measure up to God's love. Well, God, wait a minute. So God made something and that can't measure up to him. Why would he do that? No, he made you in the image and likeness of him. So that means God is in you. God works through you. He works through your power. Therefore, you are God. You are the loving, divine manifestation of God. So that means you must be careful how you represent his creation. God don't make depression. He don't make hate. God is love. So in order to be in direct connection, in alignment with God, you must love yourself. It is a prerequisite. It is mandatory that you love yourself and know that you are his divine manifestation creation and everything about you is good. And there you have it. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.
There you have it. See? I could have said it better. That's why I let it play, because I think in the moment when I said that, I was inspired. I'm inspired now, but I was inspired differently. I was really inspired. I have one more recording, actually. But like I was saying earlier, you have to be successful at anything, you have to have a belief. Believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. This is why we have what you call hero worship. We look up to basketball players, football players, celebrities. Why do we look up to these people as something great? Yeah, I mean, they're just regular people that's playing a role, right? An actor is playing an actor role. The actress is playing an actress role, you know? It's not like you can't do it. But why is that so big? Because they're promoted on screen. Oh, he's a movie star. All these people get to watch him. But really look at that. Really, really look at that. Is that really better than you? No. Just because a whole bunch of people liked him on screen. He's famous. Yeah, he's famous to the world. They famous to the world. But this culture programs people to look at other things, other people, as more important than themselves. That actor, that actress, that basketball player, that football player, that track star, yeah, they're doing great things. But they're not greater than you. They just great at basketball. They're great at football. They're great at asking. That's just that thing there that you watch. That one thing. Some of you, all of you, have something that you are very great and talented at. I mean, I was listening to a recording of Reverend Akiem. He was talking about how, you know, you got people making burgers. You know, you got McDonald's, they making burgers. You know, those burgers right now are trash, right? But they make billions of dollars a year selling trash burgers. And as Reverend Ike would say, some of you could cook and make a hamburger better than McDonald's any day. And here's the question. Why ain't you rich? Why are you not selling your burgers?
See, I agree with him when he says people scoff at the simple things, the simple talents. I know I got a homeboy that could cook better than any restaurant that I've ever been to. But why ain't he got a famous restaurant? Why? I'll tell you why. He ain't put it out there to the world. He didn't promote it. He's not promoting it. He's not offering it to anybody as one of his talents. And I'm telling him he can cook better than these 5-star restaurants. He made a chocolate cake. I have had plenty of chocolate cake in my life, and I haven't had a chocolate cake that good ever. And I don't think I'll ever have a chocolate cake better than that chocolate cake he made. Just off that one cake. See, we think too complicated. We got to have a variety. He could just take that one thing and build his business off that chocolate cake. I mean, it had the perfect moisture, the perfect texture, and the perfect flavor. Why ain't he rich off of that? It's simple. It's not complicated. It's not out there for the world to experience. It's only for people like myself. You know, I was at his house. He made it, and he offered it to us. I mean, just thinking about that chocolate cake maker, I got to make a phone call. I need that chocolate cake in my life. I'm telling you. And some of you out there got things that you do. Maybe you landscape really well. Here's the other thing. You might even be a great interior decorator. Better than any one of these interior decorators out there. But why ain't you the famous interior decorator? Oh, it's simple. You don't believe. You don't put it out there. You haven't decided that that's who you are, that you are great at that. We too busy trying to prove our talents. Let me miss it. No. Let me change that. It ain't talent, what I'm about to say. We too busy trying to prove our slavehood for an employer. To make improve the way the job he wants you to do, the talent he wants you to have. The only talent he wants you to have is to listen to his rules and do it exactly how he wanted, his system. Too busy doing that to promote your own talent. No belief in yourself. You believe in the employer and his idea. You believe in him so much you let him have credit of your time. Yeah, you can pay me once a month. Yeah. Yes, sir, boss. You can pay me once a month. I'll be here on time like you want every day. I don't want them write-ups. Huh? I hope it's getting real for you. I hope it's waking you up. I hope what I say is slapping you up beside the back. What you thinking about? What you doing to yourself? Well, why are you living? This is what you want? This is how you want to end up? When it's your last breath, you want to say, "Oh, I was a good employee for that. I worked very hard for him, her." You gotta be careful with the pronouns these days. Damn them pronouns. But anyway, right? We go out of our way to be a good employee. Get there on time, watching the clock. Oh man, I got one more minute to get there. Rushing, getting tickets to get there on time. Huh? How many tickets you got? Because you was running late for your slavehood. Man, Yeah. I almost poured me a drink today. Almost. I didn't. I think if I had, it'd be worse. I'd be saying I'd be running deeper. Ancestors would have just poured into me. Oh, Grandma McGee would start coming through. I don't want her to come through because she come through and she say some stuff. Okay? But, okay, let's go to the next one. See it. So you got to decide. Then you got to believe. And then the next step is see it. Meaning, what do I mean by see it? Not, the things that are seen come from the thing that is unseen. Meaning, you have to see it and imagine it in your mind. Just like when you was a kid, you had all these imaginations. I want to be this. You could see yourself doing this. When you saw, like my daughter wanted to be a veterinarian because she loved animals. She could see that at a young age. I love animals. I'll work and I'll just to be around them. You can see it. You can envision. Even played with it and played in. Like she had little stuffed dolphins she used to play with. She could see herself doing it. That's exactly how you got to be. You have to be like a child. Right? Says if you could be like these children, then you can enter the kingdom of heaven. And what is the kingdom? What really is the kingdom of heaven? The kingdom of heaven is the infinite possibilities and opportunities of who you could be. That's it. The bliss of, man, I could choose to be anything I want to be. I could live abundantly, lovingly, peacefully. That's the kingdom of heaven. Having the mindset. See, in order to reach heaven, you got to have the mindset first. You see? You can't come in with all the negative and garbage that you picked up from the day you was born. So you got to see it. You got to imagine it. So that means, how do you see it? You got to sit there and meditate on it. Day and night. Study that book day and night. And what I mean by the book, study your recipe for what you want to be, who you want to be. You see? When you came into this world as a baby, you was innocent. You had all your divinity. You had your divine capabilities. You lost it along the way because the by bad association. What I mean by that, parents, relatives, and gave us bad information. And we bought it. They didn't do it with malicious intent. But we have to realize that we bought into a false narrative about who we really are. And because we bought into that false narrative, it has caused us to walk down that broad and spacious path. See? What's the next one? Feel it. So now once you decide it, believe it, see it, now you have to feel it. So you have to see, that's work. You got to feel it like like you already have it. So you have whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you have to be in it as if you already have it. You have to own it. I got that. I am that. Whatever it is you're trying to do. Do you really feel it? See, that's one of the key reasons why people don't finish stuff, because they don't feel it. They're not in it. And sometimes I don't feel things, right? Like today, it was very tough. I didn't feel it. The reason why, because I spent a large amount of my day trying to run the trucking company, going back and forth about a load that we did. We had a driver go from New York to Phoenix, Arizona, and they try to play with the money. So I was emailing. We got our money, but it's just, that was distracting. So I gotta make it where on these days I'm not so bogged down with other things. And there used to be a time I wouldn't think about anything, do anything else but concentrate on my shows. That's it on Tuesdays. So I gotta get back to that. But you have to feel it. You have to feel the power. And sometimes in order to feel it, you have to move in the direction of where you're going. That's why I always tell you, see, we back to this again. I've said this a lot. It's like a broken record. All year long, I've said just this. You have to just put it out there. Because sometimes you may not feel it, but to force yourself to feel it, you have to put it out there. Now you're in there. Now you gotta do your thing. And now you will feel it. It will wake you up. Your divine self will snap in and jump right in and take over. But a lot of us are so attached to this false you, this worker bee you, this employee you, this I'm making everybody else rich you, that you can't. It's hard to put that identity aside and put on your true identity. Put on your true calling. But once you move in that direction, I guarantee you get a taste of that life, that feeling, you will not want to let it go. And then you'll be like me. You'll see the truth like me, like never going back to employee mode. I left the employee mode 2014. I think it was March or April 2014. I left it behind. People thought I was crazy. Even at times I thought I was crazy. What was I doing? I had car notes, house notes, daycare bills. Look at me. All those cars that I had down that time paid off. Right? Okay. Paid in full. And I'm here. Living a good life. A free life. Sometimes I have to pinch myself. I see people, I look out my window, I see they going off to work. Doing the normal people stuff. See what I'm doing? It's called anointed people's work. See, that's where y'all want to. You want to go to. You want to do what you was anointed to do. You do realize that before you got here, you was anointed to do some things, to make a difference, to be a powerful force in other people's life, where people can see and you can be a light and a guide for people, right? Y'all. I hope you do know that everyone has that opportunity, but not everybody's going to take the what's that? Many are called, but few are chosen. Why? The chosen ones are picked because they remain faithful. They suffered through. But everybody's got a calling. But not everybody's going to walk in their calling. For the very reasons I just said. They don't have, number one, they didn't believe, they didn't decide, they didn't believe, they didn't see it, and they don't feel it. They feel the other stuff. You see? What do you feel? Ask yourself, what do I really feel about myself? What do I really feel? Do you feel special? Do you know you got power in you that you have to manifest, that you should be manifesting? Not have to, but should be manifesting. I know you wake up sometimes and you say, man, I know I'm special. And then you let self-doubt kick in and you talking too much. You're having delusions of grandeur. No, you're not. You don't have enough delusion. What happens is those thoughts coming up, that's your divine self peeking through. And most of the time when those thoughts are peeking through is when you at your quietest moment, your mind is quieted down, and then that true you comes in and says, you know you're special, right? You know you're more than this job. You're more than being a slave for somebody else. Right? And then what the world would say, reality kicks in and say, oh, I better get real and go back to this job and make this boss happy. No. What happens is, y'all want to know? See, they say get real. I say, no, it's not real. That's fake. That existence is fake. Come on over to the other side and see what I'm talking about. That existence is fake. It's not a dream. Like, there's no people go, oh, I got the dream job. No, you don't. Because anytime someone is controlling you, when you got to be somewhere and when you can leave, I don't call that a dream. That's a requirement. Yeah, you can quit the job anytime you feel like it. But you remember, you signed a contract to be under those guidelines. It's a nightmare. Because as time goes on, you start to realize you're getting, that face is starting to get a little wrinkled, more gray. You're like, man, I could be doing more with my life. Hey, it's September the 19th. September's done. Pretty much. 11 days left to the month. Already, it just started. We're on our way to October. With that being said, there's a couple of things I wanna. Here's a flyer for the discharge seminar in Atlanta, Georgia. There's all the details. It's up on my website. Go to Akiem.com. There it is if you want to show up in Atlanta. October the 21st, one-day seminar at an old spot that I used to have seminars a long time ago. You just haven't been there in a few years. But we're going back there this time. Then I have the webinar discharge webinar coming up on the 30th. That's what I'm talking about there. If you notice that the discharge one is going to be more comprehensive, me and Al is going to be there. Al's supposed to be on this one too, September the 30th. That's in a week. This mainly going to be dealing with discharge. Status correction too. I should have put that down there too. I was correcting that status. There you go. There's the information. Akiem.com. All of the stuff is there. All right. Well, it's 7:56, and I'm telling you, and I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna say what I'm gonna do in the morning. I'm just gonna get up and do it. Well, one of the things I was talking about was, getting up earlier, but that also requires you going. If you want your 8 hours, you got to go to bed early. Now, I literally been up since 4 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to bed after this. But before we go, let me see. Let's play this third video.
Sacrifice, part 3 of my September the 19th discussion with you.
See, the whole story of Christ was about a sacrifice. And I know the traditional way we was taught he died for our sins, you know, the usual narrative. But what Christ is really showing is, if you make this personal, you got to sacrifice. You got to give up things, people, and places, and habits, and old mindsets in order to elevate to Christ consciousness. Because that's what it's about. Christ was showing you how to elevate to Christ consciousness, a higher consciousness that doesn't worry about what people say, think, or do. Remember what he did. He healed a lot of folks, helped a lot of folks. And those are the very ones that turned on him. And that's what your story is. Learning how to navigate this world by helping people and being a sacrifice, helping people and uplifting people, even though they will not appreciate you. You're not looking for the appreciation. That's not the goal when you're helping and uplifting people. The goal is for you to become like Christ. Sacrificing your time and your energy for the very people that will turn on you. Because it's teaching you how to be strong and being able to maintain your Godship, your Christ-like mindset through obstacles. That's the training. Making yourself a better person. Making your life a better contribution to society. It's not about what other people do to you or say to you. It's about you and what you're going to do through those obstacles. It's all about you. We are all made wonderfully by God. We are divine manifestations of God and nothing less than that. So at all times, we're supposed to display that Godship, that Christ-like mindset, this self-sacrifice, and being able to heal and forgive folks, even though they might do us wrong. But I'll say this, though. There's one person you got to forgive first before you can forgive anybody. You have to learn how to forgive yourself. You got to learn how to give yourself some grace first before you give it to anyone else. You have to perfect it in yourself. Everything starts with you. Everything in my life starts with me. I have to learn all of those things that Christ went through in order to achieve that high level of divinity of sacrifice, the Christ mindset. And there you have it. Peace, prosperity, and extreme wealth to all.